Hi, what's up? Hello, how is everyone? Hello, everybody. How are you today? How are you in this beautiful Wednesday? Today, we're going to talk about common mistakes in Spanish. I am from Mexico. My name is Daniela, and I want to share what I have found during this past 2 years teaching Spanish. So this space is free to share what is useful for you, and it's used also for your questions. If you have any doubt, you can write your comment, and at the end of this session, I'm going to answer your questions, okay? I'm going to give you like a few moments for you to bring your coffee or tea or wine, whatever you want. And today we're going to talk about this, all right? So, most common mistakes are a lot, of course. And I want to talk about this because maybe this is a thing that has been like stopping you from learning or improving your Spanish. So I'm going to be sharing some tips and some false friends and phrases that are going to save your life. So if you're ready to start, please bring your notebook or write it on your computer or your phone, all right? And then if you are ready, then I guess we can start. Please be patient if my audio is not well or the video sometimes it's not cool, so please. Well, how are you? I really would like to connect with you. And first, I want to apologize because my native language is Spanish. It's not English. So if I make mistakes, it's because I am still learning. Okay? So, where are you from? I would like to know if you have been studying English for a while, have been taking classes formally, or maybe, I don't know, just things around their podcast videos. I don't know. All right. So please, this is a free space to share what is useful for you and for other people maybe watching this live. Okay. So we're going to start doing this every week, maybe on Wednesdays, maybe on Saturdays. You let us know what's best for you. And I'm going to be here helping you out. So I studied teaching languages, and that was like 8 years ago, 7 years ago, something like that. And I really love languages and education especially. So if there's something that I can be like helping you out, I'm super happy to help you, okay? It really doesn't matter if it's hundreds of people. It really doesn't matter if it's one person. I'm here for you to help you out, okay? So in this live, we're going to be chatting about most common mistakes in Spanish. If there's a question, if there's something that you would like to know, you can share it. You can write it on the comments, okay? So I'm going to share first. I already told you that we're going to share phrases to save your life. And I'm going to talk about the difficult words in Spanish, and I will share tips to speak Spanish, okay? The bonus is that I will give you action plan with structure guide if you are willing to learn by yourself or with a more structure guide. So this document will help you. So if you want to receive this, you can just write your email and you will have it, okay? So if you are ready, then first I want to answer this question that I've been listening to this question for American people and Mexican people. Which language is easier? There isn't like an easy language. It doesn't exist. Like, it really doesn't matter. Depends really on your native language and what it's easier for you, because maybe your native language is very similar to the one that you want to learn, but if you don't have this ability, linguistic ability, maybe for you it's going to be difficult. It really doesn't matter if your native language is really close or very similar to the one that you want to learn. So there isn't such a thing as the easiest language. English and Spanish, they are similar in some way. They do share some grammar structure and they do share some words and sounds, but it's not exactly the same. And that is one thing that I want to share today. Those are called false friends. They are written very similar and they sound very similar, but they do have a different meaning. So you have to be very careful with these words. Okay, so first, if you are learning Spanish and if you are basic level, these are phrases that are going to help you, okay? Okay, these are, I have like three more. Number one is, Estoy aprendiendo español. This one I know is very basic, but this one is going to help you if you are really learning and you're willing to practice. And that is something that I have noticed, that you're trying to learn Spanish, you are more likely to practice than people learning English. I really don't know why. Maybe is the culture that you have, I don't know, but you're more likely to practice. It really does matter your level, and I really like that. You don't limit yourself. But this phrase is going to help you a lot, because in Spanish, of course, when we are talking in our native language, we talk super fast. But in Spanish is the second fastest language, I guess. I think first one is Japanese and Spanish is the second one. So it's really, really fast. And yes, Spanish is really fast. So this phrase is going to help you to set like the conversation. Hey, I am learning, like, please be patient with me. I'm still practicing. I want to improve, but please be kind. All right. So the translation with this phrase would be, I am learning Spanish. Estoy aprendiendo español. Okay. This phrase has two verbs, but one is working as an auxiliary, and this one is going to be conjugated. Estoy. It means I am. This structure is really similar to English, but if you notice, this phrase, it doesn't have the pronoun I. So it would be yo, okay? That would be yo. Yo estoy aprendiendo español. But in Spanish, as we have the conjugated verb, we almost don't use pronouns. I do recommend you to use pronouns if you are in basic level and you are learning English. If you are learning Spanish, sorry. Why? Because when you're getting used to the conjugations, you have to clarify first in your mind that this person is conjugated with this word. So your brain is going to link those two. Once you master the conjugation, you can just drop the pronouns. It's totally okay. You're going to start sound more naturally, okay? So it really doesn't matter. You just have to learn this phrase like this, but I do recommend you to use pronouns in the beginning, in basic level, okay? That is going to help you and to make your life easier, okay? Estoy aprendiendo español. Another thing that you have to know about Spanish is that it really doesn't matter if you have 2 or 3 vowels together. Each one is going to have a sound. So in this case, the word aprendiendo has 2 vowels together, and each one has its sound. Estoy aprendiendo español. There's another thing that you don't have in English. We have this ñ. So it's really cool. Italian has it. not the letter, but the sound, and French. But it's not complicated, okay? Español. Ñe, ñe, ñe. Okay. And another phrase that is going to help you is the next one. I don't understand. No entiendo. Why? Because if you're in the middle of the conversation, if you don't understand something, you can just drop it. You can say, sorry, I just don't understand. Lo siento, no entiendo. And people have to say again the phrase. Yeah. These phrases, I know, just learn phrases. Maybe you may think that it's not so useful, but if you're in basic level and if you're going to start practicing, maybe learning these phrases are going to help you. Maybe you don't understand the grammar completely, but this is going to make your life easier in the beginning. Because once you start learning Spanish, a student that I have, I always say, hey, how was the class? How do you think we can improve this? And how do you feel learning Spanish? And he said, well, I feel okay, but the more I learn, the more I think I need to study. And I mean, it's not just Spanish. The more I think, the more we study, the more we think like we don't know. And that's really cool. Like you're like putting yourself in this mindset of saying, I don't know, and it's totally okay. I am going to improve. Okay? So the next phrase is podría hablar más lento, por favor. So the translation for this phrase is, could you speak slowly, please? Okay, there's something that you have to know about Spanish. Maybe you already know, but we use the formal you and the informal you. Yeah, weird, huh? Okay, so in this phrase, the podría, the could, is conjugated in formal way. And I wanted to keep it like that because maybe this phrase you're going to use it with strangers, and that is something that you have to know. We use the pronoun usted, and that is formal. And we use it in professional relationships when you don't know the person to talk to old people. And yeah, if I come back to the professional thing, maybe you would use this conjugation, maybe to talk to your boss, or if you are at the restaurant and there's the waitress or waiter, then this person would talk to you and he would use usted. So if you are maybe getting to know someone because you're practicing Spanish, maybe you're going to use the formal one. Okay? It really doesn't matter if you don't use the formal. There isn't like a big problem because we understand that you're learning. It's okay. But once you already know the language, it's better for you to use usted and the correct conjugation for this pronoun. Okay? But if it's in the beginning, really don't worry. Okay? Don't get overwhelmed with this. Okay? If we are great so far, I would like to know what you think about these phrases. If there's something that you already have a question about, I don't know. I would like to chat. This is the free space. Remember, this is a free space to bring your doubts, your questions, whatever you want to share, whatever is useful for you. Just please share it in the comments. Okay? What else? If you are new in this live, because it's the first time we do it for Spanish, we do it for English because I teach what I know in English. So this is the first time. So introduce yourself in the comments. Okay? We're going to create a community. And what else? What else? Please share what is useful for you. If you're in basic level, that's also helpful, and that's important because I can plan other topics around this. So for me, it's going to be very helpful if you give me your level, And if you give me also your age, because maybe there are some things that are not like cool for you. I don't know. Just type whatever you want to share. Okay? Great. So far, I already talked about that. I don't know why I have this space. Anyway, I'm going to continue with other phrases. I have three phrases to save your life. So, the next phrases are: Puedes escribirlo, por favor. Remember I told you about the formal and the informal. So in this phrase, you're using informal. So you would use tú, okay? So in these phrases, I am not using pronouns, remember, because you want to sound natural, okay? So in this case, the pronoun would be tú. Tú puedes escribirlo, por favor. This is a request. And in Spanish, you have to write both question marks. Yeah. I do not have, though, why we have that, but just how it works in Spanish. Okay? So the translation for this phrase, you already know. It's there. So could you write it, please? This is going to help you if you want to learn the word and you just want to know the written form. Okay? So, ¿puedes escribirlo, por favor? And the question tone, it's not so different, so you already know that. Okay, what else? The next one, it's a phrase that we use to ask about how do you say some things. It really, the se is going to be maybe a nightmare for you later on because se is used for so many things. Right now, you don't have to analyze anything of this, but it's just something that I have to point out. Okay, so this phrase is ¿cómo se dice? And then you say the word. For example, if I want to say ¿cómo se dice dog in Spanish? Okay? So you just say the word. If the person is bilingual, if the other person is not bilingual, then you will have a problem. But miming, it's always useful. So it really doesn't matter if the person is not bilingual. We love miming. So no problem. Okay. So, ¿puedes escribirlo, por favor? Could you write it, please? And ¿cómo se dice? How do you say? Easy, right? ¿Cómo se dice? There's something else that you have to know about this phrase. The word como, you're going to see it maybe in the three forms because one is a conjugated verb. This one, the translation is how because it has the accent. And without the accent, I already said that it's a conjugated verb, but it means also like. Okay? Like you look like my sister. So that would be. But I'm going to give you more examples later on, maybe next week. But please, please, please help me out with topics that you would like to learn so I can plan like a kind of a class because I like introducing some topics and I love helping you out with topics and presentation. But I love answering your questions. So any question that you have, please write it down in the comments. Okay? So the last one of the phrases would be dame un momento. Give me a moment. Maybe because you don't have all the answers right away or you want to think about the phrase. So this one is going to give you time for you to create the phrase. Don't overthink when you practice. Okay? The best thing you can do to learn is to just do it. Okay? The context will help you. And I think if you are really honest with a person, they will always help you. Okay? So, if you are great so far, and if you are heading to this live, please share in the comments your name, topics that you like, and why are you interested in learning Spanish? Because, I mean, it's logical in my mind that in Mexico I teach English and that people want to learn English because there are more opportunities for work or school, things like that. But for Spanish, I really would like to know your why. Why would you like to learn Spanish? Maybe it's because you have family in Mexico. Maybe it's because you would like to travel to Mexico. I don't know. I really would like to know why you would like to learn Spanish. Okay? If you are ready, we can move on. I have to tell you that if you are heading to this live, I have to apologize again in front if my English is not perfect because I am still improving every day. Okay? What else? We're going to be here every week, sometimes on Wednesdays, sometimes on Saturdays, but the point of this is to connect to you. Okay? So, these are the difficult words in Spanish. Okay, I really have fun with these things. In the beginning, sometimes I am nervous. It really doesn't matter if it's live or if it's class for the first time. I get really anxious or nervous because I don't know the person, so I don't know like his or her response or their response. So in the beginning, sometimes I'm afraid, but I really love what I do. I love languages and I love helping you out. So, okay, so these are the difficult words in Spanish. Why difficult? In the beginning, I didn't understand why these words were difficult. Sometimes it's the pronunciation. Most of them are pronunciation. I'm going to pronounce them. Okay. Aguacate. Aguacate. Desarrollado. Desarrollado. Equivocarse. Equivocarse. Estadounidense. Estadounidense. Ojalá. Ojalá. Vergüenza. Vergüenza. Miedo. Miedo. 30. 30. Aprovechar. Aprovechar. Ahorrar. Ahorrar. Seguir. Seguir. Pingüino. Pingüino. Okay. I think these words are just related to pronunciation. It really doesn't have a challenge with the translation, I guess. It really doesn't matter. I think you can get along with, for example, pingüino. You already know it's penguin. Cool. But I was talking about this, that these are hard words because some sounds you do not have it in English, like the rolling your R's, like having like strong sounds like together, or the vowels together, like in your brain maybe it's going to be like, oh my god, what's happening? But I mean, it's just a matter of practice. I recommend you to practice tongue twisters before you start your class or before you start watching these lives, or if you're going to practice conversation, I challenge you to practice tongue twisters. Traba lenguas en español. Why? This is going to help you to warm up. Yeah. And the best way to do it is that you listen first and then repeat. And again and again. And again and again. Okay. You have to know aguacate is, I think it's easy. Maybe you let me know. Aguacate. Desarrollado. The double R is the challenging thing here. You just have to let your tongue like around. Okay? Desarrollado. It's in the middle. Here in the middle. And your tongue has to do this. Desarrollado. You let it flow. Okay? And then, equivocarse. I think that one is not so complicated, but if you notice, this QU has a K sound. Equivocarse. And letter C sometimes has K sound again. So how are you going to know? Because you have to study first how to write and how to. If you want specifically a topic of this, about this, please share in the comments and I can help you out with that. I can share podcasts and even the PDF document for that. Okay? What else? Estadounidense has vowels together, and I already told you that when you have two vowels together, each one has its sound. Okay? Period. Estadounidense. Cool. Ojalá. Ojalá. J, it's like an H, like strong H. Like you have this soft, like the air flows around, well, outside, like through. But in this case, it has to be under your throat, and then has to like stay there. It's here. You can feel it. Ojalá. Like a strong H sound. Ojalá. Vergüenza. Okay, I have to tell you that you have this V. This line of teeth is going to be here with your low lip. Vergüenza. And the two dots over the U is going to make it G sound. But I'm going to later on talk about that. Well, not later on today, but maybe in the next live, okay? And the Z, I really don't know why we have this letter because we use like an S sound. There isn't a difference in Spanish. Sorry. It's not vergüenza. It's just vergüenza, like an S sound. How are you going to know if it's written with Z or S? It's just practice. Sorry. And another thing that I have noticed that in the next one, miedo. Miedo is not so difficult. Yeah, it has two vowels together. But the challenging thing is that you in English, well, if you're American, what you do with letter D, when this letter D is between two vowels, you turn it into an R. Maybe it's easier. I don't know. But it's something that you American accent have, and then you American people do. You do that. When you have a T or when you have a D in the middle of vowels, you turn this letter into an R sound. You would say, if you don't pay attention and if you read it like super fast, would be miedo. Miedo. But it's miedo. So the D is very similar to your D, but you're actually going to see the tongue outside. Miedo. And your D is slightly different, so the tongue stays inside. Like in diamond. Diamond. You don't actually see your tongue when you use letter D in English. Okay. 30 also, vowels together. 30. Okay? Aprovechar. This is a long word. It has too many consonants, and maybe it's going to be difficult for you to pronounce. Aprovechar. What I recommend you is you can separate the syllable to start to pronounce the word. Aprovechar. So this is going to help you because we have so many long words. So many. Okay? So many. So you just, again, it's just a matter of practice. And the next one, ahorrar. Here, the H doesn't have a sound. I don't know why. Just in Spanish, it really doesn't have a sound. It's there, doesn't have a sound. It's the only silent letter that we have in Spanish. And you have to roll your R's. Ahorrar. This one is going to be challenging for you, but I know you're going to get it because it has two vowels together, and then you have the R's. Okay? Seguir, it's not so difficult, but you have to learn how to read G, U, D, U, E, and all that. Seguir, okay? And pingüino has the 2 dots. If doesn't have the dots, then it would be pinguino. But I'm going to dedicate a whole lesson about that later. Okay, so how are you so far? Okay, great. If you tell me what you would like to learn, probably I will plan more lives like this. I didn't know exactly your level or your topics, so this is just what I thought it would be helpful, okay? So, I want to continue with the false friends. This is very interesting because they are not what you think they are. Actual, casualidad, contestar, dormitorio, enviar. Okay, maybe you are going to take this wrong. Actual is current. Casualidad is coincidence, not casualty. Contestar is to answer, not contest. Dormitorio is a bedroom, not dormitory. And enviar is send, is not envy. Okay? This is something that sometimes we do it. We do have it like backwards. There are some words that we use in English that we shouldn't use in English, and it's the same thing. Okay? So you have to pay attention to these words. These are called false friends. Okay? So actual means current, okay? So an example would be, mi actual trabajo es gratificante. So my current job is fulfilling. So it's the current, is how we use it. And there's a phrase that you use in English that I do use a lot, is actually. And I think I talked about that in a video in our YouTube channel. You have the link there in the description if you want to go and explore our channel. And actually, you can say it in Spanish, but it's not going to be actually or actualidad, okay? So it's going to be de hecho. De hecho means actually, okay? So what else? Casualidad, if I want to use it in an example, it's a coincidence, remember. Es una casualidad que estamos juntos. It's a coincidence that we are together. Okay. Contestar is to answer. If I want to use this in a phrase, it's a verb. So, contestar would be, yo contesto tus preguntas. I answer your questions. Cool? And dormitorio is bedroom. It's not dormitory. It's not. Dormitorio is just bedroom. Actually, we use dormitorio and recámara and cuarto for bedroom. We have 3 words for that, and those 3, I think they are totally okay. Okay, I didn't give you an example with dormitorio. Mi dormitorio está muy cerca. My bedroom is near. It's close. Okay, and enviar. Tú me envías tus preguntas. You send me your questions. Cool? Great. How are we doing so far? It's very important if you let me know if this is useful. If this is not useful, you let me know as well. It's very important for me to receive the feedback because remember, this is the first time we do it. So I'm here to help you out. Okay? So, how is everybody going? I've noticed that we have some comments, and I'm going to answer your questions maybe in 10 minutes, something like that. I do not have so many things to talk about, like besides answering your questions. So I'm going to go back. Farasana, I'm going to go back to the words. Okay? I'm about to finish all the topics. Okay, now I want to share something that I've noticed it's useful. You let me know if it's useful for you. These are the tips that I want you to try out, and you let us know next week. Okay, first you have to establish your study routine. My mistake. Establish your study routine, because this is going to help you a lot if you are learning especially by yourself, because it's so easy to like lose the path. Like if you don't have a structure, if maybe you're going to use an app, I don't know. I am currently using an app to learn another language and by myself, and it's challenging. Some things I have things to do and I just say, okay, maybe later. Okay, maybe tomorrow. But if you really commit to your learning, like having a steady routine is going to help you with this. Okay? So I do recommend you to establish your routine. Maybe you're going to talk. Maybe you're going to establish, okay, just Fridays, or maybe every single day for 10 minutes. Or if I get early on my job, maybe I can study for 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. Maybe I have my lunch break and I eat for maybe 10 minutes, and the next 5 minutes that I have left, maybe I will study, I will listen to a podcast. I don't know, but try to commit to this routine, because it's going to help you with discipline. So discipline is the key for any learning, for anything you want to accomplish. So focus on this. And the next one, of course, is focus. Try to focus. If you already established a steady routine, try to turn off your phone or leave it in another room, so for you to be focused on what you are doing. Because if you don't really pay attention, it's not going to be so useful. Okay, so try to be focused. Also, another thing that I do recommend is to listen to podcasts. Why? Because the more you involve yourself, involve your ears, it's going to like set. Like you're going to get it. Magical. No, I mean, once you, well, this is in my opinion, maybe you like better videos, or maybe you love reading articles. Try something that you really like. Maybe in this case, I just listen to podcasts because this is something useful for me, because I am a musical person. So I love sitting down, drink coffee, and listen to a podcast and maybe make some notes. So that is one thing that I didn't say. Like, once you set your study routine, try to be relaxed, because if you are not, it really doesn't matter if you try to be focused. It really doesn't matter if you're in routine. It really doesn't matter if you're getting all the resources. If you are not there, it's not going to work at all. Like, at all. So try to enjoy the process. I know learning a new language, especially Spanish, that could be so overwhelming, but try to enjoy like all the baby steps that you're taking. It's not going to be next week, maybe it's not going to be in a month, but if you're consistent, this is going to help you a lot. You have to commit to your goals, and then you have to stay likely to do this for yourself. So if you're relaxed, if you commit to your goals, you will get it. Because if you're committed, you're going to be consistent. If you're consistent, eventually you will get it. There isn't like a magical thing. That's the magical thing, to be consistent. Okay? So, I recommend you to avoid translations. You can do translations, you can translate. If you are in basic level, it's okay. Sometimes we have to do it to understand the language. But I recommend you to just try not to use translation, because once you get into intermediate or high level, you're going to keep translating everything in your mind. It doesn't matter if you're having conversation or fluent conversation. People do it a lot. You're just really good at translation in your mind, but it's going to break or like your brain. Like, it's double energy. So don't do it. Try not to do it, because it's, think about your idea, translate your idea, and then say your idea. So it's like double, triple. Okay. Don't avoid doing this, because so many things don't have translation. So many things don't have translation. So I know you have to link the new knowledge with something that you already know to make it easier, but sometimes you just don't have something to relate on, and then you just have to learn it like that. And it's how language works. Okay, so avoid translation if possible. Okay, so the next and the last one, I think I added like more, but review and use new words. Why? Because if you don't practice, you won't get it. If your brain finds useful some words, it will like stick to the brain eventually. Why? Because you already understood that it's useful, so you're going to save it. It's a survival thing. If it's useful, I'm going to keep it. If it's not, I won't. I forget it. So try to learn it, but try to use it. If you don't do it, you will forget it. That's it. That's it, pretty much. Okay, what else? I hope, sorry. I hope that you find this very useful. Whatever comment that you have, if it's good, if it's bad, if it's excellent, please write it on the comments, because this is going to help me to improve and to create better content for you. I love connecting to new people. I love helping you out. So please share all your questions, comments, whatever you have for this session. Please let us know what you think. Okay? So I'm going to check if you have any question. I want to greet you, Eric. Thank you so much for writing us and to be today. Jay Nicole, great. You said that you are interested in communication with people I work with or for. Okay, great. Yes. Once I started teaching Spanish, I was like, because okay, I'm here in Mexico, and it's very common to have so many schools for English, to learn English, but there's just like a few to teach Spanish, which is so funny because we're in Mexico. I mean, it's our native language. So why aren't we teaching our native language and sharing our culture? Like, why? I think in the beginning we're so afraid to talk about in English, to explain everything in English. So I just came up with that idea that in the beginning we're so afraid to, like, this connection, like it's real, you know? But I mean, I ended up like learning a lot. I know my English is not perfect, and I ended up learning a lot of things about my Spanish grammar, and I love improving in both languages, and I love sharing it. The more you teach, the more you learn. So that's another thing, a tip. Let's go back to the tips. If you want to improve, if you want to learn something, teach it. So you're going to be a master, okay? Great. So, Jay, Nicole, if I say your name correctly. If not, let me know. Yes, we're going to be here every week. So sometimes we're going to be on Wednesday and sometimes we're going to be on Saturdays. But please share us what days better for you. So, okay? What else? So, for Zana, can you also please give the meaning of the words? Yeah. I'm going to go back to the words and I'm going to give you the meaning. Okay. Aguacates. I totally forgot about the word. Avocado. With to make guacamole. It's a fruit. Is it really a fruit? I guess it's a fruit, but it's something that we grow here in Mexico. It's green. Avocado is aguacate. Okay. Desarrollado is developed. Desarrollado. Developed. Okay. Equivocarse. This is really funny because in English you just have like a phrase for that, and it's to make mistakes or to make a mistake. Equivocarse. Make a mistake. Yeah. And estadounidense, we use it for American, like from the United States. Estadounidense. Ojalá, it's very funny. I think we use it from native language in Mexico that is not Spanish. And ojalá means that you wish something. So ojalá means hopefully. So it's something, a desire that you have. So it's not exactly a Spanish word, like from Spanish language word, but we use it a lot here in Mexico. Ojalá is hopefully. Okay? Vergüenza is shame. Vergüenza. Okay? Miedo is fear. Miedo, fear. 30. Aprovechar. This is funny. You have a phrase for that. And we have one verb. Aprovechar is to take advantage of. This verb could be taken like good and bad. But I can explain you that later on. No, I can do it now. Okay, aprovechar is when you really take advantage of something and it's good. And there's the negative thing, and it's conjugated with reflexive form when you just get all the things that you take advantage, but just only for yourself, like in a selfish way. So could be taking like either way, but the conjugation is slightly different. So you will know the difference, okay? But you just have to know that. Ahorrar means to save money, to save water, to save, yeah, ahorrar. Seguir is to continue or to go on. Seguir, to continue, or sometimes it's to follow. Seguir. Y pingüino is penguin. Okay? Great. So I think is there another word? Okay. In here you already have the translation there. Okay? So actual, currently, casualidad, coincidence, contestar, to answer, dormitorio, bedroom, enviar, send. I am recording all these sessions, so they are going to be available on our YouTube channel. So if you want to follow us on our YouTube channel, you can click the link below. I think it's that it's below. And yeah, you can have access to our content. I think we have a new video every week, and we do have different videos about Spanish. Okay, what else? I'm not really good at reading difficult names. Okay, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your name, but it's Kota, I guess. I don't know. But hi. He says, have a nice day. Thank you so much. And Gabriela says that for me it's very difficult. Any advice? I'm not quite sure about what was the topic, but yeah, I guess maybe it was about learning. Like learning a new language is difficult, but you have to love yourself, you have to love the process, and you have to, yeah, exactly, you have to relax, and then you have to enjoy what you're doing, because I mean, learning is beautiful, so you just enjoy the process, okay? Of course you're going to cry. Of course you're going to having like, you're going to, how do you say that? You wanted to quit, but you won't do it. I know you, okay, you're going to have the desire to quit. But if you stay consistent, you will get it. I am telling you. I know people have more abilities to learn different languages, but if you keep consistent, like, it really doesn't matter. You will get it eventually, Gabriela. Okay? Mohammed says that very good and useful and relaxed and focused. Great, Mohammed, great. We're going to be here every week, so just bring your questions, bring your notebook, and I'm here to help you, okay? What else? Douglas is greeting us from Brazil. Nice, thank you. And Gris, thank you. Aguacate es una fruta. Yes, I knew it because it had like, it has, that's what I know. Like, fruits have seeds and vegetables don't have seeds, right? Okay. But thank you, Gris, to help me that it's a fruit. Great. All right. So, I told you that I have a document for you. It's totally free. Don't worry. So, I'm going to send you, if you like, this document. So, please write your email here on the comments to receive this email. So, this document will have first some questions for you, like what level you are, how much time would you like to establish for your study routine. It's going to help you, like, shortcuts for structure. Like, I made you space for how to structure future, how to structure present and past, and some examples so you can practice, and some vocabulary that we practiced today is going to be there. Okay? So, if you have any question, if you have any comment, please write it there. If you're watching the replay, also you can write your questions and you can write your email. Okay? If you want to keep practicing, if you want to just learn with us, please leave us your email and we can help you with this document, this PDF, this freebie that we have for you. Okay? Okay, now if you don't have any question, I think we're done for today. So, this is a Mexican, Spanish, and coffee chat for today, and we're going to be here every week. So, I guess we're going to be next Wednesday or next Saturday. I'm not quite sure, but what's best for you, Wednesdays or Saturdays? Okay. Well, I hope that you find this very useful. If there's something else that you would like to know, please send us a message, leave the comment, and follow us on our social media. Okay? I wish you an excellent day. I'm really happy to help you, and I hope to see you super soon next time. Okay? I wish you an excellent day. So, then see you soon. Bye.